So before we get started, I want to kind of give a quick shout out to a site called eShopCompanion.com. A friend of mine hooked me over the weekend with a Smash Bros. 3DS demo code, and he's been trying to get the site's name out there. So you should go and check them out. The links will be in the description. They also happen to have a free app for both the App Store and the Google Play thing. So I do recommend you guys go and check them out. Like I said, the links will be in the description. So yeah, I mean, someone was really nice to go out of their way and help me get a Smash Bros. 3DS demo code, and I've been playing it here and there over the weekend, because over the weekend it also has free stamina, but I mean, I still played quite a bit of it. So yeah, we're going to talk about a lot, well, maybe not a lot, but a good chunk of this episode is going to be kind of a lot of Smash Brothers, as well as maybe a little bit of Pokemon stuff. So let's just kind of bear with that. I was looking into how some of the characters were unlocked for Smash Brothers. Of course, you can't do that in the demo, but I still was curious because there are a few characters that I've been itching to play whenever the full version comes out, and I can't say I'm disappointed, but at the same time, some people might be, considering they had a lot of fun doing those difficult challenges back in like Melee or whatever, trying to unlock some of the characters. And believe it or not, all you need to do to unlock every one of the unlockable characters is play 120 matches. That's it. And literally the last character that you unlock apparently is Jigglypuff. So, I mean, if you really don't want Jigglypuff, then a little under 120 is all you need to get all the characters that you want. As far as I am concerned, there is maybe 2 characters that I care about, and one of them I know off the top of my head, which is Lucina, who requires a mere 40 matches. So that's not going to be hard. The first day that's released, I will have Lucina. That's a given. So I mean, there's that. But when it comes to the Smash Bros. 3DS demo, you get 5 characters, or roughly 5. So I mean, there's that. But the 5 characters that you get are kind of lackluster, in all honesty. I'm not disappointed in the game itself, of course, because of it, but basically you get Villager, Mega Man, Mario, you get Link, and you get Pikachu. And out of all of those, you obviously get 2 new characters, and there's been a lot of talk about both Villager and Mega Man. I'm going to start with Mega Man because it's kind of an interesting character to talk about. Mega Man has a lot going for him. Being able to do that little slide that he does with the down A is actually really good, especially if they're trying to get back onto the stage. Like if they're trying to go for the edge, if you can time it perfectly, you can knock them away before they can even hit the stage, which is really good. There's obviously the charging, the Mega Buster, I guess is what you would call it. That's pretty powerful, but by itself, you really do need to charge it up decently to at least get a good damage output from it. The grab, honestly, I don't really like the grab at all. Mega Man's grab is just not that great. I mean, throwing someone up in the air, I guess, is whatever, especially if you're planning on doing his up A, which is the, I think it's Shockman. I can't remember all their names from that long ago, honestly. I just don't have it fresh in my memory. My memory sucks. But there's that. The down A is probably one of my favorites, and I believe that's Pyroman's move. I could be wrong, of course. My friend asked me yesterday, how do you use the fire sword? And I told him that you have to do like a right or left A in midair to kind of do like a slashing movement in midair, and that's how you get the fire sword. His regular up A, I believe it is, like if you're either in midair or whatever, it kind of does like a tornado. And every time I've played Mega Man, like there have been a few times here and there that it would literally take them off the stage, and like it would send them way off to the top part of the screen, to the point where they would just like fly off into the background or whatever. So it's a really good move, especially if you can time it well enough while you're in midair and like everyone's really close to the top or something. It's very similar to one of the items that you can play in the game. I don't know the name of the item, but it's kind of like I want to say Gradius, but not exactly Gradius. I can't remember the name of the game. It's so long ago, but yeah, like Mega Man's really good. It's just this final smash, at least for me, is very difficult to pull off. I honestly think that Mega Man's going to be at least a high or a mid-high tier character when it comes to Smash Brothers. But at the same time, if people can't control him well enough, he's going to probably be low to mid-low tier. So he's going to be a solid mid-tier if nothing else. I don't think he's going to be very high. A lot of people have been talking about Villager ever since like the demo became a thing. There are also people that have the Japanese version of the game, which is also the full version of the game, that also talk about him here and there, saying that he's a really good character. So, I mean, the bowling ball can be kind of unfair. I'm not gonna lie about that. If someone's trying to get back on the stage, you can drop it on them. If you know, like you can. Okay, his final smash is really easy to pull off too. There's that, like. Honestly, I like the fireworks, which is the up A smash, I believe. It's just hilarious, but I hardly ever use the like item stealing thing that he has, which I believe is just his regular B move. But I mean, despite the fact that I rarely use it, it's very nice to have. I mean, just the fact that you can take anything that someone throws at you and throw it right back at them is pretty disgusting. It kind of reminds me of Kirby. In the sense that Kirby could absorb you and spit you back out at other players or something. It's kind of like that. So, I don't know, there's a lot of similarities, that the way that I see it, between Kirby and Villager. Honestly, Kirby's a lot more fun to play though, but, I mean, I don't know, like, I really don't mind Villager at all. It's just that, like, out of all of the new players that you can actually play in the demo, I have to go with Mega Man. He's a lot more fun to play, and on top of that, he's not as complicated. Villager is definitely, without a doubt, good. He's definitely a good character. It's just that, like, the bowling ball is very limited in its range, at least from what I've seen, so you have to time it perfectly, especially if you plan on charging it. You can always use his move that kind of makes you stuck in the ground and then quickly charge it and drop it on someone to do massive amounts of damage. And not to mention that you can do something like that and then use the item that you stole from someone, whether it be something that they threw at you, or hell, it could be kind of like Mega Man's Saw or Link's Boomerang, I believe he can take. So I mean, like, it's pretty ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you can actually steal anything from Pikachu. I could be wrong. I don't know if you can actually steal like the electric balls that Pikachu can throw at people. But yeah. So I mean, I think he can steal Mario's fireballs. So I'm assuming that he can. I just have never like seen the NPC do it, because I hardly ever play Villager. I mostly play Mega Man and Link, because Link's one of my old mains, I guess you can call it. And like, I just... Villager seems weird to me as a character. I mean, the fact that we have Duck Hunt as one of the unlockable characters is already ridiculous. But at the same time, like, Link's one of those familiar faces, and Mega Man's always just been a really cool video game, as well as, you know, characters themselves. They've always been really cool, so I kind of have to play with them. Another thing I kind of feel like mentioning is I think Pikachu's been nerfed. Obviously Pichu was amazing in Melee. I don't really know anything about Brawl, so I can't really vouch for Pikachu there. But from what I've been told by people that have actually played Brawl, Pikachu's down B has been nerfed, which I believe is whichever one is the Thunder. I think it's down B, because you know. But yeah, apparently it's been nerfed. Doesn't have as much damage output as it used to have. Oh well, I mean, not much you can really do about that, which kind of saddens me, because when I started playing the demo, I wanted to play Pikachu after I played Link and Mega Man and tested out the, you know, new characters, both being Villager and Mega Man, and, like, I found myself losing to Villager with Pikachu, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Pikachu used to be very powerful, very fast, and in a lot of ways, well, not a lot of ways, but in some ways, very unfair. So, I mean, he's just not like that anymore. It's not, either he requires a bit more skill to play, or he's been nerfed, one of the two. And I'm pretty sure it's the latter, so, yeah. Also, I'm not entirely sure about Mario. He feels a bit different to me as well, from, like, way back in Melee and shit. He feels like he's become a little bit weaker, but I think he's also a tiny bit faster as well. So I don't know, maybe they reduced his damage just a little bit and gave him a little bit more speed, but I could be wrong. I mean, I have to talk to a few of my friends that played Brawl and all that other crap just competitively to see what they think about whether or not it's been nerfed or not. Link seems to have not been touched at all. He still seems to be as amazing as ever, if not better. So I have to say, in the demo, Villager, Link, and Mega Man are by far the best characters. So the only original that seems to be available to you is Link, and that is, you know, better than all the other originals. So don't know what to tell you. So I mean, there's that. I don't really know if I need to like talk too much more about Smash Brothers, of course, but I mean, either way, like, there's a lot that can be said about it. And the person I got my code from, I found this a little bit funny. He had asked me if I could, you know, actually record my screen, and I was like, no, I can't at the moment, but I'm working on getting my capture card. I recently got things set up, so I don't have it yet, but in the next month and a half or so, it should be in transit to me. So that's something that we should all be looking forward to. I should be able to finally get started on things. This includes Smash Brothers videos, a future Let's Play of Pokemon X, unless I can get a hard copy of like Pokemon Y or something, in which case I'll be doing that instead. I really don't want to have to do this on my digital copy, but I mean, whatever. I might not even be able to, like, I might actually have to put all my Pokemon on Pokemon Bank, transfer over to the capture card, and then, you know, like all that crap. I don't know. We'll have to figure this crap out, but it should be a thing. I already know what my first non-Pokemon Let's Play is going to be, and it'll probably be something that I do before X and Y. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I have been wanting to get something non-Pokemon related on my channel for quite some time now, and once I have a capture card, I already know immediately what I want to do before anything else. It's literally sitting right here on my bed in my power save thing. Yes, I do have a power save. I got it just that way I could only to make myself like competitive Pokemon, like legitimate actual competitive Pokemon, not like, you know, oh, Raffle Stomp hack Pokemon that are like no guard, sheer cold and shit like that. Like, no, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I have it just for doing things like that. I only have one physical game that I can actually use it with right now though, and that game being the one that we will be doing a Let's Play on that is not Pokemon. So yeah, I don't want to mention it, but I tried it on there, it does work, so my power save works and everything. I don't have a physical copy of Pokemon X and Y though, so I can't really use it for Pokemon at the moment anyways, but yeah. Also, another thing is, whenever I happen to get my capture card, be prepared for a giveaway. I will definitely be doing one. Obviously it'll be Pokemon related, but obviously that's not going to happen until I get my capture card. So I don't know, something to look forward to, right? There's also a few other things that I kind of want to cover, but we have like almost no time left to be doing this. We have, I think, enough time to heal off any damage or whatever that we need to, and you know, get in like one more trainer battle before we have to call it an episode. So I mean, just yeah, there's a lot of stuff to kind of talk about, and we have all week to do it. Of course, if we get started on the Elite Four in like the next 3 days, then I kind of want to get as much of the information that I want to talk about out of the way, you know, as fast as possible. So I mean, it'll probably be done over the next 2 days, and hopefully by then we'll get into the Elite Four, which will probably be sometime maybe tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. Because I mean, there's still this area that we're in right now that we haven't finished exploring, and yeah, so we just have a lot of stuff that we can still go through. And yeah, like I told you guys at the beginning of the whole Victory Road thing, I told you this is a lot longer than the original Victory Road in Black and White 1. Not gonna lie, it doesn't disappoint me. I mean, sure, there's a lot to do here. I mean, hell, there's a lot to do in this place, but I mean, at the same time, a lot of people like to blow through the game as fast as possible and then just like competitively play with their friends or shiny hunt or do whatever, and obviously it's a little bit more difficult to do that whenever the Elite Four, or not the Elite Four, but Victory Road is as long as this one is. So I think that's part of the reason why the one in X and Y was shortened a bit. It did not feel as long as it does with this one. I could be wrong, but I mean, whatever. Anyways, considering we are basically out of time, in the next episode we're going to continue through Victory Road, hopefully finish it off and get started on the Elite Four, and yeah, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.